Hello and welcome to another quick look. Me, GamerWolfSix, of another furry visual novel. This one, Sueño, a game about, let's bring up the synopsis, furry visual novel focusing on the struggles of a group of friends and their fear of what's to come. Follow the journey of a grey wolf as he tries to understand the world around him with his close friends. So, also before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it for free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that are making this game and or get the newest version earlier, you can go to their Patreon, which is $3 a month. And actually look that up beforehand. I'm kind of getting better. Anyways, also before we start, if you want me to play this game, tell me, and I'll give it a point, which will mean I'll do it, sooner-ish. It's just how my system works, I guess. And if you have any other suggestions, then tell me, and I'll add it to the list of games to quick look, and also give it a point. So, let's reset my face, and start by pressing the start button. Enter your name, Dalton. Raindrops slowly fall onto your messy, shaggy fur as you make your way deeper into the woods. There are no signs of life around you. Just the sound of rain pouring down onto the ground. Okay, I need to slow this down a hot second. You're completely lost in this endless void, trapped in its endless grasp. You don't know how long it has been since you came here, but you don't care. Time isn't relevant to you. After all, nothing is important for you, because you have nothing anymore. I got a bear plushie. Another weird dream. Act Uno. The act of dreaming. After checking his phone for any new messages and finding none, he decides to get up and open the curtains. An orange hue makes its way through the window and into the small bedroom. The room is sparsely furnished. Only a bed, a desk, and random books spread across the floor. With nothing to do, and still feeling restless, the wolf throws himself into the comfy bed once again, right before slumber takes him away. Dawn hears a knock on the door. Hey, remember that you have to take me to the mall at 12. Fine. Dawn yells as he checks the time on the wall. The clock displays random numbers, with the hands of the clock pointing at 10. Random numbers? Oh no. Crap, I need to take a shower. The wolf sighs, slowly raising up again, ready to face the cold and empty world around him, for real this time. Man, I really need to stop promising things to him. Today is my only day off this week. He looks through his wardrobe, deciding what to wear, until he realizes something. Wait, why do I care? I'm only dropping him off. So maybe put the audio down just a smidge. And that. Boop. And boop. He softly rubs his eyes and searches to grab some random clothes. He exits his bedroom to find himself in a bigger room, his little brother's. The lights are off, making the path to the bathroom a precarious one, due to the many empty bottles and cans that litter the floor. Oh, so he lives in... It's not him being depressed, he probably lives in a not very nice house. He should really clean his room. I hate doing this every morning. He thinks as he reaches the knob. After entering the bathroom and removing his night clothes, the grey wolf lightly taps on the mirror hanging above the sink, making an interface pop along with it. Okay, maybe it is a nice house, maybe it's just his brother doesn't clean well, but really? He sets an alarm to 10 minutes, as he doesn't want his food to get damaged by staying in the water too long. I wonder if this is supposed to be like a futuristic place, or if this is just like, I'm not sure if they're wealthy, or maybe it's just like, yeah, in this other country, because this game kind of looks a bit foreign, maybe it's like, oh yes, middle class people are now getting these fancy mirrors that you tap it and you can set an alarm or whatever. I have seen stuff like that, fancy mirrors that don't fog up or have like TVs inside them or something, or computers. I've been having these weird dreams lately. None of them make any sense, but yet? Should have a comment there. There's something familiar about them. Am I losing my mind? The water continues to run through his gray foe as a familiar feeling begins to appear. Why am I feeling like this? I really don't know what's happening to me anymore. I really need to get a life. Hearing the alarm, the wolf opens the shower curtains, steam from the warm shower slowly seeping out and covering the room with its warmth. With the towel firmly wrapped around his waist, he clamps his hands together, signaling the alarm to turn off, then dries his body quickly, hearing his little brother yell again. Okay, I was thinking one thing, but then I was thinking another thing, and I was like, okay, never mind. I'm not going to talk about it. Because reasons. Hurry up, we'll be late. Give me a second. The Grey Wolf yells back, quickly putting on the dry clothes. He walks past his little brother's room as he checks his phone for any new messages again. Surprisingly, this time, it shows one unread message from one Jin. Wait, one from one Jin? I mean, I guess I'm not sure. Is this game foreign made? I don't know. It's kind of weird. Maybe it's just me, but sometimes I look at the art and I'm like, okay, this was made from somebody not from the United States or Europe. And I don't know, is there something? But anyways, definitely if they're, if they have to translate, then it's like, well, you'd have to do it. And I really should look if somebody's recommended it, because I don't think I have a point on it, but if somebody recommended it, I need to put points on it. Hyena. Yeah, okay. Anyways, back to it. You said face. Dalton slows down, staring at the screen in disbelief. Chen? They had it. Oh, sorry, it's a reading yawn. Can't do anything about it. They hadn't seen each other or even spoken since high school graduation ceremony 5 months ago. Dalton can't help but to feel a bit weird and guilty about it. Why would he text me out of nowhere now? Does he need something from me? Is he mad at me for ghosting our friendship? I mean, it depends on what you did. If you didn't respond to any messages, or if neither of you just talked. A lot of different scenarios pop into his head, but none will answer his question. There's only one thing he can do. Hi, Dalton. Max and I are going to hang out around downtown, and I was wondering if you want to come too. He stares at the message for a minute. It's been a while since he's last seen any of them. Dalton couldn't fathom his old friend wanting to be around him, thinking those friendships were a thing of the past. Hesitating, he finally writes, Yeah, I'll be there in 30 minutes or so. I'll text you when I'm nearby. Just before turning off his phone, he gets an answer back. Okay, smiley face. Negative feelings slowly dissipates. He smiles at the response from Jin and enters the living room, which looks kind of low class compared to the fact that he had a mirror that, had a timer on it. It kind of looks like somebody's cramped mobile home. Look, you've finally decided to show up. The younger Grey Wolf says mockingly as he looks up from his phone. He's sitting on the couch with all the lights of the kitchen and living room on, while the news report plays in the background. I hate when family members do that. When they go through one room to another and they leave all the lights on and the fans, or they just leave the lights on in the pantry or the door to the garage open. It's like, okay, I guess we don't care about energy efficiency anymore. Which is kind of funny because my dad does it, but he's also like, we need to have the air conditioning 2 to 3 degrees higher. You should really turn the lights off when you aren't using them, Alex. Alex responds by rolling his eyes. He slowly gets up from the couch, making his way towards the kitchen. What took you so long? Did you forget you promised to drive me to the mall again? Maybe. Or maybe. Dalton looks for the remotes to turn off the TV. When he finally finds it on the table, a newsflash begins on the TV. In just 3 weeks, the state fair will arrive here in Laurel, so prepare those tickets and hop on. Without giving a thought, he turns the TV off. Oh yeah, the fair is coming up in a couple of weeks. I'm so excited for it. What are you, a child? Dude, I'm 15, so yeah. Wait, really? I thought you were 16 or 17. Alex wanders back to the living room, only to stare at the gray wolf, like a deer looking at the headlights of the car that's about to run it over. His eyes widen, and a frown begins to form. I have to say, I don't know any of my family members' birthdays. I know approximately, like, hey, this person was born in the early part of the year, and this person mid-year, and this person later in the year, but it's also just like, it's something that I had to think about 35 times. You know, once a year. Okay, maybe not even that, because I didn't have to think about it when I was a baby. But still, it's like, these aren't things that really come up. I put them on my calendar and don't think about them until I look at what's happening next month. Did you really forget your own little brother's age? Actually, I don't know my parents' age, or any of my family members. Except for one family member, but to be fair, they're 1 year old. Dalton shrugs, putting on his blue jacket. Alex gives him... Sorry, reading yawns. I just came back from the gym. Also, it's hot in the house. Alex gives Dalton a bitter look before heading towards the door. Anyway, are you going to the fair this year? Why are you asking me this? You know I haven't been there for years now. I know. I was looking to see if you could take me and my friends there. It's in like 3 weeks from now, so we'll talk about it later. Okay. Well, I have the keys, so we can head out. The younger gray wolf looks at Dalton one more time before walking outside. Dalton follows closely, locking the door behind them. Dalton can feel the warmth of summer rushing through his whole body. I don't know where this is supposed to be. It's very... the trees and stuff, and I'm not a plant person, but it kind of reminds me of, I don't know, either Caribbean-y or Southeast Asia, maybe? Or East Asia, I don't know. Hey, Alex, when are you supposed to be there? At 1, so in 10 minutes. Wait, at 1? But weren't you supposed to move the brother at 11 o'clock? He answers with a longing expression that Dalton could no longer read. Let me go back. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Promise we'll make it in time. Just get in the car. The drive is mostly silent as Alex has earbuds in his ears, listening to music from his phone. Dalton can only tap on the steering wheel as the awkward silence seeps in. Sorry. He doesn't bother trying small talk with his despondent brother, knowing it will only lead to an argument. He decides to do nothing but stare at the empty streets ahead, watching the beautiful scenery of the countryside brings him peace of mind. One that city life can't provide. Leaving this place is the last thing he wants to do, but without a path in life and his university aspirations long gone, he can't help but feel stuck, looking for meaning in this place, aimlessly living his days. It do be like that. I wonder. Okay, we're here. The parking lot is mostly empty. Even though it's in the middle of the day, the place is barren and desolate. I wonder when they will close the stump of them all down. Close the stump of them all down. Dalton thought to himself as Alex exited the car. Okay, my friend will drop me off later in the afternoon, so you don't need to pick me up. Is that all? Yeah. See you later. Noting his brother wants to tell him something, Dalton does nothing. The wolf looks solemnly at Alex, reuniting with his friends, as he does, so he prepares to leave. Not before grabbing his phone. Somebody messaging me? Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'm nearby now. Where are you guys? He lightly taps his phone and begins to drive off towards downtown. Thankfully, downtown is only 2 minutes away from the mall. As he parks at the library parking lot, his phone rings with a new message from Jin. We're at the cafe besides the art store. I forgot how affectionate Jin acts sometimes. I can feel his caring personality even through the texts. Although, I don't mind that much. You don't mind his caringness? Even if Jin is being kind and nice through text, Dalton would be lying if he said he isn't a bit afraid to see the tiger again. He slightly shakes his head and exits the car. Downtown is the only thing that brings visitors from other states to Laurel. Because of the hometown show and some buildings being ruins of a tragedy that happened a long time ago, they make for great tourist attractions. Okay, so we're in America, I guess. Though I guess other countries have states. I mean, it could be like regions, like Canada. I guess I should type, do other countries have states? And Google will be like, yes, you are an American. He honestly couldn't care less about it, but he still can't understand why people are so drawn to it. He continues his quiet walk until he passes by a colorful poster hanging on the wall of an abandoned building. The colors grab his attention, so knowing that the posters have images of deer with birds sitting on its head, the poster lacks any other identifying features. What a weird poster. Maybe an artist has a studio nearby? As the wolf starts walking again, a voice makes his pointy ears flick. Did you hear that the Mason's youngest daughter ran away last night? Really? Do they know where she ran off to? No, no one knows where the kid is yet. Hopefully, nothing bad happened. Do you think she ran off with some man? I highly doubt it. This is like the 5th missing persons case this month. They all can't just be running off with some guy, right? I fear that something else is happening that we aren't aware of. What is happening to our town? We never had so many missing people cases before. I guess times are changing. After all, there is that disgusting type. Really? Racist against Toigas. Knowing what they would talk about next, Dalton ceases the eavesdropping and continues forward. 5 missing cases. Alex better be safe. I'll have to talk with him later about not going out too much. With those thoughts clouding his mind, he didn't even realize that he made it to the cafe. The area outside has 4 white tables with a small statue of a golden wolf in the middle. Noticing that no one is outside, Dalton makes his way inside through the front door. Beam boom. I guess no one likes the hot weather. Except for my parents, apparently. I'm just dunking on them because it's like, oh, you guys want it to be 77, 78 degrees in the house and humid? Okay. That's how you get mold. The cafe is bustling with activity like always. The place is full of laughter from teens and whispers from adults. Hey, Over here, Dalton. A voice calls for him. The wolf looks around until spotting a very happy tiger, waving his hands in the air. The brown bunny beside the orange tiger yanks his hands to the table. Yanks his hands? Jin quickly quiets down and looks around his surroundings. I didn't make a scene again, right? He's so small. These guys are like in college. He looks like such a small guy. He's just a little guy. The young tiger whispers, lowering his head. Dalton doesn't answer, only patting the small tiger on the head. Hey there, Jin. The gray wolf says, with a tiny smile on his face. It is Jin in a nutshell, always with a warm smile on his face, looking for a bright side of things. He tends to be a bit socially unaware while in public, often ending up embarrassing himself and others around him, but this never stopped Dalton from being friends with him. Dalton gently runs his hand across the tiger's soft and short fur. He could feel his hand melts into the orange sea of warmth and cuteness. He hates to admit it, but he missed this. It has been a while since he last pat Jin. Dalton can't help but cherish this moment, at least until an annoying voice calls for him. Hello, am I made of cardboard? Long time no see, Dalton. It's the Sundre! It also has been a while since he last heard that annoying voice. That voice belongs to the brown-furred bunny, Max. She can be loud and brash sometimes, but she also has a strong will. She never lets anything put her down, and maybe that's why Dalton respects her. Though that's something else he won't ever admit to. Hi, Max. Dalton says with a defeated voice, letting go of Jin's silky fur. Why do you sound so annoyed? She moves her left hand over to her chest in a dramatic manner. She almost seems like an actress, a really bad one, in Dalton's opinion. I'm not annoyed at you. After all, how am I supposed to react when you're acting like that? The question remains in the air, as no answer is given. Thought so. The wolf says as he moves a chair from the table behind him. So, it's been a while, huh? Yeah. So, how about them Knicks? So, what are we doing today? You mentioned having an idea, didn't you? Yeah, I was thinking we could go hang out at the strip mall on Alvarado Drive. Dawn just sighs in annoyance, since he just came from there, but stays silent about it. There? Aren't most of the stores there closed? Except, like, the art supply store and the old arcade. So basically we live in, what? Echo? At least mall-wise. Though I guess in quite a few places malls aren't doing so well. Now granted, like, here in Texas, at least in the bigger cities, malls are doing alright, I guess. Lots of people. And I guess also people with money and stuff. Jin gives his friends a sweet, childish smile as he rubs the back of his head sheepishly. Yeah, I may have forgotten to get art stuff. For what? Slowly, the crowd of people began to disappear from the cafe, one by one, until they were the only ones left. My project. I was doing some sketches and concept art in my free time at work, but I need some more stuff to make it work. I would need some construction paper, wire, meshes, and other stuff. What is he making? Dawn smirks, daydreaming about how cute Jin would look like being a creative boy. He could imagine the tiger's fur covered in bright hues and pieces of paper lying around his room. Now that I think about it, I have never seen Jin draw before. The wolf stops his mind wandering aimlessly and focuses on the tiger's face for a bit. I wonder what it looks like. Well, anyway. The brown bunny interrupts as the silence between them begins to make her a bit uncomfortable. There's nothing good to eat over there. I skipped lunch because I thought I'd be getting dinner with you guys. Ah, I'm sorry. Jin pouted, hugging the bunny around her waist. I just need a couple of things to make my special project. It's gonna have all of us in it. Jin looks up at Max, showcasing his big, old puppy eyes with her. Max sighs and hugs Jin back, patting them on the head and ruffling his foe. All right, fine. Since we are here, we might as well order some food. The mall is open pretty late, so we don't have to rush. Analyzing the whole interaction carefully, Dalton would only think about one thing, or could. This tiger is a danger for us. With his deadly puppy eyes. Wait, isn't he a tiger though? Man, that was great. The bunny says, wiping her mouth with a napkin. I wish I could eat here all the time. Jin simply smiles as he takes the lead to the mall. Also, I just noticed her legs are kind of like, they go in ever so slightly, but then they go out. And it's like, how would you stand like that? That just threw me like that, I guess. Or maybe she's kneeling forward. Man, how long has it been since we last hung out? Also, just quick checking the time. Okay, and reset face. The tiger asks as he picks up the pace a bit more to catch up with the toiga, like the wolf asks. I swear I can read. For a short guy, he sure does walk fast. 6 months. The tiger simply says as he continues walking. 6 months. Huh. Has it really been that long? I feel like a bad friend now. Dalton thinks to himself as they finally reach the parking lot of the mall, once again catching the sight of the utter disrepair of the establishment, giving the whole place an ominous aura. Looks like Alex isn't here anymore. I hope he's home safe by now. It looks like there isn't anyone outside. We should be in and out quickly. The brown bunny puts her phone out and begins to text someone, pulls her phone. Yeah, finally, I don't have to wait in line. He grabs the silver handles of the glass doors to the mall, opening them slowly to reveal a world long forgotten by them and most of the town. I do miss malls, which is kind of funny because I could easily go to one. Lights faded as groups set up inside this ancient place once again. Wow, haven't been here in forever, or since forever. Max yells, sprinting ahead of the small group. Dalton stares at the multiple closed and for rent signs plastered across most doors. Meanwhile, the tiger makes his way to the nearest bench to rest. Man, it's been like 2 years since I was last here. Empty cardboard boxes litter the entrance of every store. Up to the ceiling, Dalton can see a bunch of old balloons barely floating up in the ceiling. Minutes go by in silence until a phone notification catches the wolf's sharp hearing. The tiger pulls his phone out of his pocket, and with just one glance at it, his smile slowly disappears. Something wrong, Jin? The question seems to catch the tiger off guard as his ear twitches a bit. It seems like TY or Ty couldn't make it. He just texted me saying that he is working right now. Oh, I completely forgot about Tyler. He has a job now? Yeah, I think he works at the gas station, but I'm not too sure. You don't talk to him? I thought you were best friends with him. No, after graduating, I was busy with work, and I could barely get a day off to hang out. The tiger begins to fidget with his claws, his head low and ears drooping. Dalton simply looks at him, trying to think of a way to cheer him up. After looking around the mall for something to do, an idea pops in his head. Why don't we walk around for a bit? The tiger seems to think about it for a bit, until a small smile appears in his face. Yeah, it's been a while since I last was here too. Yeah, me too. The tiger gets up from the bench and walks ahead again. After a while of just looking at the abandoned stores, Dawn speaks up. Really, how the heck is this place even open right now? I don't know. I mean, they hold public events sometimes, so maybe that's how? Sounds like they'll close down real soon then, especially with all the disappearances. Yeah. What do you think about that? I think it's really awful, but sadly, there's nothing we can do about it. I don't know, I think we're gonna develop some kind of investigation team, aren't we? Well, that's... You didn't expect an answer like that from the tiger. Jin always sees the bright side of things, so getting an answer like that is odd, coming from him. Besides, not to say anything about it. I mean, you can have some pretty upbeat people being like, hey, what do you think about the disappearances? It's like, they're bad? After walking up some... Okay, disappeared for a second, didn't it? After walking up some stairs, boredom invades the wolf mind. Seeing, or feeling, the urge to tell Jin to go back to the art store already, he looks down at him, only to see the tiger smiling. It seems like he is enjoying his walk so far. Maybe I should ask him how his day is going so far? Before he could even get the chance to ask that question, the tiger's eyes begin to shine as he runs towards the entrance of a store. Look, I remember this store. I used to come here to buy video games and movies. Dawn looks up at the rusty old sign, Jill's Movie Shack, realizing it's the old vintage store. Yeah, remember this place too. Didn't they sell old stuff here? Yeah, that's the only reason I could come here to begin with. I really liked their video games. Do you still play video games? Not really. I am working at a fancy restaurant now, so I really don't have much free time as I would like. But, oh well. What do you think about it? What can you do about it? That's adulthood for you. I swear I can read. You know, sometimes I read well and I even get the cadence well, and other times I'm like, I'm reading and I completely misread that sentence because I'm not even reading the sentence. It do be like that. I don't feel tired though. Oh, I didn't know that. Do you get free food at least? The tiger slowly nods his head, finally making eye contact for a change. Yeah, I usually get lots of sweets and food. I really like their cookies. They taste like cheesecake. I should really probably just focus on each word. Seeing the tiger's eyes brightly shine and his big smile reminiscing about sweet treats brings a smile to the wolf's face. Actually, I have been wondering, where do you work? Oh, I work at a small store in the city. Oh really? Do you drive all the way to work? Isn't it a bit far from where you live? Yeah, but I don't mind. It's only a 30-minute drive. Besides, the pay's good. Okay. You know where this art store is, right? After a moment's silence, the wolf feels a warm sensation in his hand. He looks to see Jin grasping his hand tightly. Yeah, let's go there now. Jin gently smiles at the wolf, dragging him deeper into the mall. Dawn can feel his cheeks heating up and his heart beating in his throat, looking down at the tiger's hand. He doesn't understand these feelings, but he knows one thing. He doesn't want to let go. Oh, it's cute. There isn't anyone here, so why am I so embarrassed? Jin has always been like this, so why now? Jin continues to hold Dalton's left hand, as they pass the empty stores and food courts. Truth be told, the wolf starts to feel a bit uncomfortable now, but before he can say anything, Jin lets go of his hand and turns around to face him. Here we are, he says as he waves his hands in the air. The store is small, with many artworks and posters plastered along the windows. Dalton stays silent simply giving Jin a thumbs up. As they're about to enter the store, they can hear loud footsteps coming. Geez, it took forever to reach here. She wipes a bit of sweat from her forehead. Jin lightly laughs at the bunny. Weren't you a softball player before? Why is it hard for you to run across the mall? I know, but still, I hate running. Max answers as she finally catches her breath. What were you even doing? I was taking pictures for my photography profile. She says as she pulls out her phone and shows them the pictures she took. The pictures were of empty stores, some posters, and a lot of barren landscapes. What barren landscapes? Or is the main character being like the ball, but with nobody in it? They gave off a familiar feeling that the wolf can relate to. Actually, now that I think about it, I do think that there is a mall around here that is mostly empty, though I haven't been to it. They look great. The tiger gives her 2 thumbs up and a huge, bright smile, catching the bunny off guard and making her slightly embarrassed. It's not that impressive, but thanks, she says, scratching her cheek as she puts her phone back in her pocket. The wolf could only stare as they continued walking about, talking about what kind of colleges they were applying for. Dalton can't care less about this conversation, so he simply only holds the door for them as they all go inside. I guess it can be an art store if it's like one section. It's just photographs. Or actually frames. The sound echoes across the small store as the group steps in. Welcome, the voice says as the group turns around to see Raccoon behind the counter, wearing a colorful shirt with an image of a light bulb with black painted on it. Hi Sean, I was wondering if any new supplies came in. Jin asks the raccoon with a big smile. Sean smiles back as he begins to put some supplies on the table. So, where's Ty? He said he's at work, so he couldn't make it. Did you need him for something? I can text him for you if you want to. No, it's fine. Sean says, but Dawn can tell there's a hint of disappointment in his voice. Are you sure? It won't be a bother to me. Actually, can you give him something for me? He's cute, and also round. The tiger's ears flick as he tilts his head to one side. Sure. Okay, let me get it. Just wait here. I wonder what it could be. I don't know. Sigh. Something wrong? It seems like they don't have the brush I was looking for. Maybe they're on the shelves? You want to check? Okay. The store itself isn't that big. After all, it is still in a tiny mall unit. Every single shelf is filled with boxes of old supplies and empty bottles of paint. Why empty bottles of paint? Nothing seems to catch the wolf's attention until they reach an area crowded with paintings and random artifacts. What are these? Famous paintings? I think so. Some of the canvases depict just landscapes, like a mountain or a sunset, but some portrayed bizarre, intricate landscapes, which Dalton can't give any meaning to. Maybe the paintbrush is on the other side of the store, Jin? The wolf turns, Jin. Maybe I should have had a warm-up thing before this. It doesn't do me like that. Sometimes. The wolf turns to the small tiger, only to see him motionless, transfixed on one of the abstract paintings. Jin? The wolf follows suit and looks at the same painting. It shows the street light in the middle of a mess of colors, with cars and trees floating in the sky. The gray wolf looks down at the handle of the painting to see its title. The Nightlock. I don't think I've heard of this painting before. I think someone famous painted this, but I can't remember who though. Oh, I didn't know that you're into abstract art. No, not really. It's more like a hobby to pass the time when I'm bored, so yeah. Did something catch your eye? The tiger turns around and looks at Dalton with a small smile. What do you think the meaning of this painting is? There's a meaning in this? Most abstract art has a message or a theme behind it, and I know this one is no exception. I've always seen abstract art as being weird for the sake of it. I mean, yeah, I guess. The wolf looks at the painting again, still unable to see behind the weird shapes, to find any meaning. After all, the only thing he was good at is playing football, but that doesn't matter anymore. Dalton can only shrug his shoulders. This action seemed to make the tiger upset. Well, I think the message is that we are so focused on the set path in life that we ignore everything around us. Sounds pretentious. Hearing this, Jin sighs and looks away. Dalton doesn't understand what made him so upset, but then again, he really couldn't care less about abstract art. I think it doesn't matter, since it's up to the artist. Also, I think all art is lame, and you're lame, Jin. Without any warning, the tiger begins to walk away from Dalton. Where are you going? I will see if Sean's back now. With a slight feeling of guilt for making Jin upset, the wolf sighs and follows Jin to the counter. I didn't mean it to make him upset. It's just a stupid painting. Oh, I could buy him something later. Hopefully that will cheer him up. What are you doing? Oh, nothing. Dalton quickly turns around to see Max behind him. Okay, well, I'm ready to leave now. He looks down to notice Max holding some shopping bags. What did you buy? Just some supplies. With what money? Wow, are you trying to say something, Dalton? No, I'm just curious since you're the one who got caught stealing all of that. Since you were the one who got caught stealing all of that. Ah, past it. Hey, that's all in the past now. Just so you know, I got a job like 2 weeks ago, and I just got my first paycheck yesterday, so F you. The brown bunny raises her hands up, showing all of her fingers at Dalton. She always does this when she wants to flip something off. Confused, Dalton simply rolls his eyes and continues walking toward the front of the store. When they reach the counter, they see Jin talking with Sean again. Oh, you guys are finally here. I was waiting for you. What were you guys talking about? I was just asking Jin what college he will go to, since I'm looking for a college to apply for as well. I still don't know. How about the state college? I heard they still have a decent amount of classes and programs. That's an option, but let's be honest here. That place sucks. Their programs are beginner level at best. You'll be wasting your money on something that you either already know or is completely useless for your actual career path. Well, here's the thing. Do trade or something like that. We need elevator maintenance people, and we don't have any. That's the thing. Like, in American society, it's like, you need to go to college because you won't make it any money if you don't go to college, and you'll be a failure in life, and then you go to college, and it's like, you are gonna have a hard time finding a job because you picked a bad path. And I mean art, I mean like, comp science or something like that. It's like, because job people want the worlds for, like, people to, be in their company. But, yeah, all that stuff. That's why I'm not going to college. Well, not yet anyways. Oh, I didn't know you wanted to go to college, Max. I do, but it's not really important for me right now. Well, it's getting late now. We should get going now. The wolf asks as he grabs the shopping bags that Jin is holding. Oh yeah. Also, thank you. We have to leave now if we don't want to drive in the dark. We'll see you later. Bye, Sean. Also, I will make sure TY gets his gift. Would it be TY or Ty? Okay, thanks, Jin. After saying his goodbyes to the tiger and bunny, Don makes his way back to his car as the stars begin to paint the night sky with bright lights. Walking along the usually quiet streets of downtown, Don quickly realizes something. I'm completely alone. Oh wait, did we separate from them? I don't know. He knows downtown is always crowded, especially at this hour, since teenagers and young couples frolicking around, but for once, silence overtakes the night. The wolf could finally enjoy some peace and quiet for a change. As he finally passes the cafe from earlier, he can see the library's empty parking lot and his car up ahead. Finally, I can go home, huh? Having set foot inside the parking lot, the scenery around the wolf begins to blur. Reality itself melts and contorts in unusual ways, natural ways. What? What's happening? Trees. Buildings mount into piles of dark hues. Oak trees and grass begin to spread out from them. The wolf feels his head spinning circles, feeling as if his energy was being forced out of his body by some greater force. His whole world is spinning. What's this? Don whispers as he collapses into an oak tree from the sun exhaustion. He tries to focus his sight on something so as to not fall unconscious, his ears pierced by deafening cries of a million crickets. We were put in the... We're actually in the Matrix, or I don't know, in the TV world. You know, Persona. Wolf tries to stand up in vain, his legs unable to carry his own weight, almost as if he was pinned to a tree by some force. Just moving an inch causes a sharp pain to run through his arms and legs. As he continues to struggle, a beeping sound makes him stop. Shaking, he slowly turns around to face the unknown, only to witness something truly monstrous. Cans! The bizarre creature, made from rusted metals and street signs, crawling its way out of the rotten oak tree, laying down on the ground not too far from the wolf. Giving me the middle finger. The wolf stays still, like waiting for the wolf to make the first move. The creature stays still. Did I say the wolf? God, I must not have the ability to read. I'm delirious. Like the wolf. Don, petrified in fear, and with his heart on his throat, can't move a muscle. Slowly, his mind begins to race as he tries to carefully move away from the monster. Noticing it, the creature unravels the cables attached to its metal body. Don tries to run with all of his strength, but is useless. It's a void made of hands. The creature's body splits open, and the middle wires shoot out from it at a great velocity towards the wolf. Finally giving up, the grey wolf simply closes his eyes and accepts his fate. The sound of blade colliding with metal reverberates through the forest. Scared, Don opens his eyes to see the metal wires sprawled on the ground, destroyed. The creature falls apart before his eyes, screeching in agony until only a pile of scrap metal remains. Huh? Don looks up and sees someone in front of him, covered in a dim blue light and holding an axe with her left hand. Are you okay? Jin? It's Fighter Jin now. Dalton? Hi. What's happening? It's a lot to explain right now. We don't have much time. The tiger's interrupted by the sounds of more metal creatures crawling out of the trees. Jin holds his axe close to him as he takes a deep breath. Stay here. The tiger quickly dashes towards the creatures and begins slashing at them. Metal wires and street signs materialize from the ground quickly, surrounding the tiger as he continues to fend off the creatures. His movement and the way he swings the axe with such mastery, it exudes expertise. He looks so graceful. It's because he's a magic girl. The wolf continues to watch the bizarre scene playing in front of him until he sees something fly in the air. It's a different creature with the body of a butterfly and the head of a metal-boyd. It continues to flutter around as Dalton notices it starting to release smoke from its head, slowly detach the beak as if charging an attack. Dalton tries to get up and yell for Jin, only to pathetically fall face first on the ground, the sharp pains still rendering him unable to move. No, I have to warn him. Dalton whispers, fighting the pain, and getting up on his feet once again. The tiger seems not to notice the flying butterflies, as his desperate frenzy to kill the metal creatures continues. The wolf musters up all his strength and willpower to get up again. With every small movement, a sharp and burning sensation runs through his whole body. The numerous flying creatures began to cloak the night sky, with their bodies and wings forming a circle, and beginning to shoot their beak-like bullets towards the closed tiger. Jin! The grey wolf successfully gets up and dashes in the tiger's direction, uncaring about what could happen to him. He feels his whole body burning up from inside, but he doesn't care. He needs to save him no matter what. Jin finally turns around and notices the metal beaks directed towards him. Unable to react in time, the bruised and battered tiger holds his axe in a weak effort to defend himself. Before the attacks can reach him, however, Dawn is able to cover Jin with his bigger body. Should we use this as a thumbnail? Jin is surprised by the recklessness of the wolf. Feeling his warm and soft body around him, he can see the bright blue light on the corner of his eye growing brighter and brighter. I don't want to lose you. I won't lose you. I promise that I'll protect you. The bright light dims and all the creatures around them begin to fall to the ground, shattering to pieces as the shiny metal parts slowly fall down around the two. Dawn releases Jin from his embrace and holds his shoulders tight. I promise that I will protect you. Dawn whispers. Jin can only stare blankly through him, as if looking for something. Is something wrong? The wolf asks, noticing the white pierce of fabric, returning along his back, and black leather gloves, now adorning his hands. Huh? The wolf is now wearing a completely different set of clothes. Before the wolf can ask any more questions, Jin shushes him with a finger to the snout as more creatures begin to gather in front of them again. We need to leave right now. Tiger grabs his hand, and Dalton grabs his hand and Dalton. Even amongst the chaos and the confusion, initially recognizes that warm feeling again as the tiger leads the way. He spots a strange diamond outline etched through the full of his left hand. The creatures slowly catching up to them, Jin had no option to attack, quickly disconnecting the blade from the axe and hurling it at the creatures. The blade impaled the weathered vegetation of the force. After a couple of seconds, it explodes, shooting glass shards through all the nearby creatures. Suddenly, a bright light appears, shining in front of them, just as Jin uses his axe to slash at it, destroying it. Dark force around them begins to melt and shatter as the world reveals itself to be an empty parking lot again. Okay, we're safe now. And I think with us hitting that 54-minute mark, I mean, it's usually an hour mark, give or take, but 54 is good enough for us to call it. Seems like an interesting game with us being magical creatures and stuff like that. Not us being magical creatures, but, magical creatures in the woods. We could put it on a list of things. But first, we need to do something else. And also, might want to take a picture of that just to make sure that nothing weird happened when I did a thing, you know? So, that's going to be the end of this quick look. So, please comment, guys, like, comment, simply like, dislike, tips, or otherwise, if you like my YouTube and like see grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out the videos epic grown, please remember Spain your animals epic to the pit population. And if you want to play this game, it's available free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people who are making this game, and I get the news version earlier, you can go to their Patreon, which is $3 a month. So, I'm going to turn this off here, and we're going to use the random number generator of Destiny to pick the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Random number generator. Give me the next one to do. Number 3. Uno, dos, tres. Okay, that's furry bejeweled. So we get 2. Which will be Furry Shades of Gay 1. Let's see. I actually bought them on Steam while they were on sale. Hopefully there isn't anything too scandalous in the opening. Can we full screen this? There is a Doberman. I have to say I do have a weakness for Doberman. Basic. Okay. Let's play it safe and put quick play. Is it called Love Stories? Huh, it is. Does it work? There we go. Furry Shades of Gay 1. A game where you basically play Bejeweled and get sexy scenes. Which, let me just turn this off in case it's going to be too horny and I'd have to edit. Okay, not horny, not horny, not horny, not horny. And don't say any wieners. Sorry, it's just easier to do that. You got Daddy's Home, Dorm Buddies, Old Flames, Defense Attorney, Pride Parade, Good Tidings, and New Year's Stories. Which that just seems cute. And that seems cute too, but that seems especially cute and stuff. So yeah, end of this quick look. So please comment, cause oh yeah, I already did that stuff. But anyways, if you want me to play the previous game or this game, tell me, and I'll give it a point, which will put it up higher on the list for me to do Let's Plays of. You know? But man, this game might not be too hard when it comes to censoring stuff. I do worry about, you know, doing things like, what was it? What is that one game? The one with the hot wolf lady. Well, the 2 hot wolf ladies. Also, what is the beginning here? Okay, there's like a Doberman and that guy. Maybe the Doberman's in this one, because what are they called? Golden Retrievers. I don't see any Golden Retrievers besides that one. Kinda sus. But, and yeah, if you want me to do a quick look of any other visual novel, or just check it out, tell me, and I'll add it to the list. And until next time, another quick look. By me, GamerWolfSix, of some other game, that being this one. So thanks and see ya.